It's just like they say in Toy Story. Buzz, you're flying! This isn't flying, this is falling with Harry Styles.
Darling, I'm with you all the time. Can't you see? I long to be.
Oh. Fuck! Oh. Hello, everyone, and welcome to my rant on Don't Worry, Darling. Oh, so, yeah, Don't Worry, Darling, the latest movie from Olivia Wilde, starring Florence, Pugh, and Harry Styles. Yeah, so for the last, 5 years, Harry Styles has been an actor, and he's been acting in certain films. I think his first acting role was in Dunkirk. I don't remember him in that, because I think he only played, a very small part in that. And he's also going to be in the Marvel films, which doesn't really excite me. But this, I believe, is, his first major role. And obviously, if you know Harry Styles, you know that he originally came from the X Factor. You know, he was part of the One Direction group. I don't know if the group is still together anymore. I doubt it. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. Well, it's a rant, so you know I don't like the movie, but let's just get to the point. A 1950s housewife living with her husband in a utopian experimental community begins to worry that his glamorous company could be hiding disturbing secrets. Woo! So, don't worry, darling. Don't worry, darling. I think we should take the word "don't" from the title, because after seeing this movie, I am fucking worried. I'm worried about Olivia Wilde as a filmmaker. Look, I didn't really have huge expectations for this movie, but I was intrigued by it. I thought the trailers were pretty cool. I mean, it's set up for a good premise. This movie is... oh my goodness me. It is incoherent. It is... yeah, really, it's not good. It's bad, unfortunately. Like, it's not the worst film ever made, but it's certainly one of the weakest films of this year. I was bitterly disappointed with this film, because the prevailing mystery that is set up throughout for most of the movie is never resolved, or it's resolved in a way that's kind of shit. I shan't give it away, but let's just say the end twist of this movie, which explains why she's in this world, how she's in this world, and, goes into her relationship with her husband, who's Harry Styles. It's very weird, it's very obscure, and ultimately, it falls very flat for me. Yeah, the climax of this movie just completely fell apart. It let the whole thing down, when they reveal how her and Harry Styles' romance was in the real world, should we say. It's not exactly interesting, to say the least, and, his motivations for what he does, I don't get it. I just think it's very limp, very flat. And for most of this movie, I don't care about their relationship. I really don't. I feel like they have such a bland romance, and I know apparently there was some off-screen drama that went on, which affected the way that this movie was made, but I couldn't give a shit, to be honest. Whether the on-screen drama affected this or not, I don't care. The movie was still disappointing. It's just the film is so fucking meandering. I get it, it's a slow pace, it's trying to build up to the mystery, and it's trying to give you clues, but the trouble is, the movie doesn't really give you any clues, it doesn't give you any hints it doesn't allow you to do the work, to unravel this mystery, so the whole point of this movie is redundant. There is no point to it. You're just watching Florence Pugh living a daily life where she's, cooking eggs and steak, and she's having parties with her friends, she's having sex with her husband. That's it. And then she's hearing Chris Pine preach on about, progress over chaos, and, how we all need to, we need to, let ourselves go. We need to be selfish, and we need to endure this. What? It's incoherent. It doesn't even begin to discover how bad this film is. Oh, God. And as for Harry Styles, I think the guy should stick to singing. I'm sorry. I don't think he's a particularly good actor. I really think that it's time for him to consider going back to what he's good at, because his performance in this film is so underdone that it's like a fucking stickman is performing it, or he is a stickman, but it's so underdone that it feels like it feels like a robot could play this role. Literally, the role has no emotion, and when he is trying to be emotional, he goes too far. He hams it up, and And that's, you know, prominent in the scenes where he has to yell at Florence Pugh. And there's no chemistry, despite what the behind-the-scenes stuff might allude to. I don't believe there's any on-screen chemistry. And again, every time they just kind of talk to each other, it's either that or they're having sex. So there's nothing in their relationship. And again, because the mystery is so boring, I don't care when there's any tension in their relationship, because there's nothing. There's literally nothing. There is nothing in this plot. It's a baseline plot. And there's not enough suspense, there's not enough drama, and the film wants you to kind of play the long game and wait until the end of the movie to find out what happens and to invest in this mystery. But I'm sorry, I just can't, because the ending is so bad. As for Florence Pugh, she's the best thing about the movie. She tries, she really does try, but ultimately her character's not that interesting. What is the point of her character? Her character is in this world. I mean, we find out a bit more about her character towards the end, but ultimately, like I've said, the whole revelation surrounding her character is completely underwritten. It's meh. It's like, what? Like, who cares? You know, we can't emotionally invest in this person because she's going crazy, and she's, you know, everybody thinks that she's crazy and she's going psychotic. She's seeing things and she's discovering some dark secrets about Chris Pine's character and the whole world that they're living in. But again, the plodding nature of this film, it is so boring. It just goes on forever. Well, I'll give it this. The production values, it looks great. The whole utopian world that they're living in is nice. I would definitely want to retire there. But ultimately, the story really is lacking. The script is terrible. And again, there's so many scenes that are dull, in which I say to myself, well, the best scenes in this film are the sex scenes, quite frankly. That might sound a bit weird, but, well, there was nothing else going on. It was either that or there was a party sequence where they spend literally 2 minutes watching Harry Styles and Chris Pine dancing over nothing. Like, Harry Styles' character gets promoted to be on Chris Pine's board of directors or whatever, and then they're celebrating. I saw this film with my friend Nick Payne, shout out to Nick Payne, by the way, in the cinema, and we both sat there bored out of our fucking minds. We were waiting for it to just pick up the pace. There is somewhat of an action-y climax at the end. There's a car chase which takes place, but even that, again, it's weightless because you don't care about the story. You don't care about anything that goes on. So, yeah, and the film does come to a conclusion, but ultimately it's incredibly abrupt, and you could tell this film was messed around with in editing. It was kind of, yeah, it was kind of all over the place, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, ultimately it's an absolute disappointment. It's incoherent, it's boring, it's convoluted, the mystery doesn't make sense, or the revelations are very poor, and Olivia Wilde's direction just feels very limp. It's not like her to be. Definitely affected the end product of this film. And I think, honestly, well, most of the cast are pretty solid, like Chris Pine and Florence Pugh. They are pretty good. They're good in their roles, and Olivia Wilde herself is not too bad. But Harry Styles definitely drags the movie down, and I can't see him being a promising actor. I'm sorry. He's just a pretty boy who's on screen to look hot. He's there for the eye candy, let's be perfectly honest. However, I do quite like the 1950s look of this film. Like I've said, production values are good, and it's a handsome looking production, but it's a bad script. This movie has so many characters that don't do anything, so many plot motivations that don't make sense, so many revelations that don't make sense, and in the end, it's a masterpiece of absolute shit, and it's a fucking mess. So yeah, bitterly disappointed with this film, so I'm going to rate this film out of 10, 2 out of 10.
Darling, I'm with you all the time. Can't you see? I long to be with you all the time.
So yeah, if you like films that drag on, then this is the one to watch. But anyway, that's just my opinion. So what do you think of this film? Please comment down below, let me know. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit the like and subscribe button for more reviews to come in the future. I do apologise for the delay in getting this up. I have such a busy life at the moment. I don't have a lot of time to record and edit videos, so please bear with me. I'm studying a course, and I've got a job, and I'm doing 2 shows, so my life is a juggling act at the moment, so please bear with me. But anyway, I will still be keeping up the movie reviews, so stay tuned for more of those. Thank you very much, and as always, I'm Pajak's Perspective. See ya. Bye for now.